Hello mọi người, welcome mọi người quay trở lại với channel của Hana Lexis. Đây là channel giúp các bạn đi từ khác tiếng Anh lên giỏi tiếng Anh nhờ vào lời khuyên của một cựu chuyên gia năng khiếu này sống và làm việc ở Mỹ chính là mình. Ngày hôm nay thì mình sẽ dẫn các bạn ngược về quá khứ và xem coi mình đi thi IELTS 9 chấm speaking là như thế nào. Thật ra thì mình đã nói với các bạn rồi, cái hôm mình đi thi là mình cũng chả chuẩn bị gì hết trơn á. Mà mình nó bình thường nói tiếng Anh ít lắm. Vô trong công ty làm thì chỉ có cắm đầu làm thôi chứ có nói gì đâu. Còn vô họp á thì chỉ có ngồi nghe thôi. Nói chung là con người mà hướng nội, bị động, chung thụ động, không có được cái gì hết á. Bởi vậy nên các bạn cứ nghĩ mình ở nước ngoài xong rồi tập tành tiếng Anh này nọ nhiều đây là mới nói giỏi là không đúng đâu. Thật ra là mình nói được đó là chỉ tại vì mình để ý nhiều thôi, và với cả là mình cũng có tập luyện những lúc cần thiết, tại vì mình cũng lười lắm. Nên là mình muốn cho các bạn thấy là thật ra lúc mà mình đi thi 9 chấm á, thì mình nói chuyện rất là bình thường, không có từ ngữ gì cao siêu hết, và chỉ là chủ yếu thoải mái hết sức thôi, để cho người chấm thi người ta thấy được là mình rất là thoải mái với ngôn ngữ. Mặc dù là mình không có dùng từ gì cao siêu, nhưng mà mọi thứ nó đều flow, nó đều trôi một cách mượt mà, không phải là không có bị vấp váp, bị dừng nha, vẫn có dừng như thường, vẫn bị vấp váp như thường. Nhưng mà ngay cả những người tự nhiên, ngay cả những người thoải mái với ngôn ngữ vẫn có thể vấp váp được. Bởi vậy là các bạn đừng lo. Bởi vậy các bạn cứ xem đi là biết được là mình nói chuyện rất là bình thường cỡ nào nhưng mà vẫn được 9 chấm. Và cách mà mình sẽ show cho các bạn thấy mình đi thi IELTS như thế nào á, thì cũng không có cách nào khác, tại vì mình đâu có chỗ nào hay là đâu có người thầy cô nào ở đây để mà giả bộ hỏi thi đâu, đúng không? Mà gặp thêm mình lại là người lười nữa, lười ra đường, người lười tiếp xúc, lười giao tiếp xã hội, nên chỉ có ở nhà thôi. Mà ở nhà thì đi đâu? Đi lên mạng để mà gặp người lạ để nhờ người ta test giùm. Mình nghĩ là các bạn cũng được nghe tới app CAMBLY này rồi đúng không? Đây là cái app mà mình đã thật sự khuyên một đứa em của mình dùng để mà có thể cải thiện ngoại ngữ của em ấy. Tại vì đứa em mà mình quen á, nó cũng đã ở bên Mỹ cũng rất là lâu rồi, nhưng mà do là làm trong mảng tech giống như mình, nên là cũng không cần phải nói chuyện nhiều, không cần phải đi diễn đạt business này kia giống như là mấy bạn ở bên kinh tế. Bởi vậy nên là cái phần diễn đạt có thể là cũng không có được mượt mà cho dù ở lâu rồi á. Nên là mình thật sự đã khuyên là nếu mà cảm thấy cần luyện tập nhiều hơn thì CAMBLY là một cái giải pháp rất là tốt. Tại vì CAMBLY có thể kết nối bạn với lại gia sư 24/24 luôn. Và gia sư là một người bản xứ thôi, có tới cả 10.000 gia sư trên toàn thế giới, từ Mỹ, Anh, Úc, Canada. Nói chung là người bản xứ mà thật sự những nước nói tiếng Anh, mà thật sự là những cái nước phương Tây mà nói giọng không phải là chuẩn hơn, nhưng mà cái giọng mà mình nghĩ là hầu hết những người học tiếng Anh sẽ muốn hướng tới, thay vì là nói những giọng như là Philippines hay là Singapore. Không phải là diss gì đâu nha, chỉ có điều là đang nói về học sách vở thì người ta vẫn muốn học những cái giọng phương Tây nhiều hơn. Thì chỉ cần sau 1-2 buổi thôi là bạn cảm thấy tự tin hơn hẳn rồi, khác hơn hẳn rồi, không cần phải đi nước ngoài. Mà chưa kể là cái việc tiếp xúc này á, nó có mục đích học tập, và người kia có mục đích sửa cho bạn. Thành ra là nó mang lại giá trị và lợi ích ngay lập tức, chứ không phải như là bạn đi ra ngoài đường cái xong bạn gặp Tây, cái xong rồi bên Tây kia thì người ta không có phải là thầy giáo, người ta đâu có muốn dạy bạn gì đâu. Tự nhiên mà bạn cứ chụp người ta lại hỏi thì nhiều khi cũng phiền đó. Với cả là cái chuyện đó nó không dành cho tất cả mọi người. Gặp người ngại ngùng như mình là không có đi ra ngoài Hồ Tây để mà chụp Tây lại để mà hỏi này nọ được đâu, sợ lắm. Một cái mà mình rất là thích về cái app CAMBLY này là lúc mà bạn vừa mới set up xong á, thì nó sẽ có hỏi cái lựa chọn của bạn là bạn thích được gia sư sửa ngay lập tức hay là đợi tới cuối giờ mới sửa. Thì mình thấy cái đó rất là hữu ích luôn, tại vì không phải ai cũng thích bị nhảy vô họng lúc mà đang nói, đúng không? Còn như mình thì mình rất là thích người ta là sửa ngay lập tức, nhưng mà mình vừa nói sai cái gì là ta sửa liền, mà sửa không cần phải lịch sự luôn á, kiểu như là sửa thẳng luôn á. Thì cái đó là cái tính của mình. Nhưng mà có nhiều bạn thì sẽ muốn là cứ gom hết đi để cho ta nói hết đi, rồi tới cuối cùng thể nói một lỗi sai hết một lần, kiểu vậy. Thì cái đó là tùy người chọn thôi. Thì cái CAMBLY này nó có cho set up cái việc đó, thì mình thấy rất là hay. Bắt đầu nhé.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I like your beard.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm doing excellent, thank you. My name is Ryan. What's your name?
My name is Hannah.
Hannah, nice to meet you, Hannah.
Nice to meet you too. Okay. Are you familiar with the IELTS exam?
I am.
Okay.
Are you taking IELTS soon?
Nope, not really. So basically, so the story is, I'm actually a YouTuber, and I need to ask for your permission first to, if you would be okay for me to publish our conversation online later.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to ask you questions that were on recent IELTS exams within the last 2 or 3 weeks, if that's okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, so some part one questions.
Okay.
Here we go. Where did you study?
I studied in America. So I went here when I was 19 years old for college. I went to Minnesota for my college and I majored in mathematics. Graduated in 2012 with a mathematics degree and didn't know what to do.
Okay, okay. Why did you choose that subject?
I just thought that because I didn't really know what to major in at the time, and I didn't want to do business because I felt like there was a surplus of people majoring in economics or business already. So that's why I picked something more sciencey so that I could have, I guess, better foundation and do better things later on if I know what to do.
Okay, and what did you like most about your studies?
Well, my college life was pretty boring, so I can't really recall anything like any very fun memories about that time. But I guess what I liked most was the environment over here. It was very open. It was my first time studying abroad. You know, being in American college, I got to party a bit more, and it was fun to be around people my age in America.
Okay. Is there anything you would change about your university?
So if I had the chance, I would try to aim a little bit higher because at the time I was a bit of a low achiever and I wanted to go, so I just picked the easiest school to get admission.
Okay. Okay. And so since this is IELTS practice, is it okay if we do just one more slightly different topic and see how you answer?
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you visit your relatives?
Not very often, even when I was in Vietnam. I didn't really visit my relatives, but the good thing was we had a lot of family reunions, family gatherings on the weekend. So they actually came to me instead of me visiting them, which is so nice because I still got to meet them.
Okay. When was the last time you visited them?
Me on my own going to visit them, I would say on New Year. That should be the last time, because I mean on New Year's we often go around and just make rounds among all of our relatives to greet them on the New Year's Day.
Okay, and what do you usually do during your visit?
Nothing special, just talk and just trying to catch up on I guess I just tried to catch up on whatever they were doing, especially what my cousins have been up to, and try to make sure that they felt they felt involved in my life as well.
Okay, excellent. Great answers, Hannah. Excellent, very good. Well, I'll send you this one. This is the most recent part 2 question that I have from one.
Ooh, okay.
Talk about a famous person in another country whom you want to meet in the future.
Oh. Can you tell me when?
And then you have 1 minute to think.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll tell you when your time is up for sure. And that's 1 minute, Hannah.
Okay. Okay, so a famous person in another country whom I want to meet in the future is a K-pop band called BTS. because I'm a huge K-pop fan. So if you haven't heard of K-pop before, it's like it's huge in Asia and all over the world right now. It's basically Korean pop. I actually went to one of their concerts in New York back in May, and I guess I first got into K-pop 10 years ago, and I didn't really have any one band that I really followed. But BTS is the one band that I've been following for a couple of years now, and I haven't regretted my choice because I feel like they have a lot of they try to deliver so much in their songs. Their songs have touched so many people, and they have always been active ever since their debut. Yeah, their debut, because I think the most recent break that they've taken was for a couple of weeks back, and that's very inspiring to, because I feel like they were so famous, they could have taken so many breaks, so many vacations, but they didn't, and they keep trying to release new music. So I guess the one thing that I really want to tell them when I have the chance to meet them is to thank them for all of the good music they have released, all the meaningful songs and all the good speeches that they've made at very meaningful events, like at the UNICEF. There was a UNICEF event that they attended a while back, and they talked about how young people, the young generation, should try to love themselves more, and focus on what would bring them happiness instead of trying to please other people and trying to uphold the social standard. So
2 minutes, Hannah.
Just say thank you. My time is up.
Excellent. Good answer. Good answer. That 2 minutes goes quick. I actually do know a little bit of K-pop, but I know Blackpink better than BTS.
Oh yeah, Blackpink is my favorite too.
I mostly know it when I was in Nepal. One of my friends, Blackpink, came out with it was "Kill This Love" when "Kill This Love" came out, and she listened to it about 50 times in a row.
Yeah. What K-pop is.
Yeah, so I had that stuck in my head for days afterwards. But all right, are you ready for some part 3 questions?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so here we go. Can celebrities have a positive influence on youth?
Yes, for sure. Because as I've been saying, someone like BTS, who has very wide influence on, is so not just the youth, but I feel like the economy and everything they've touched. So, for example, one of the how should I say this? They have so many different types of influence on the youth, such as not just the stuffs that they've endorsed, that the young generation tend to buy more just because their idols are using it, but also in a more meaningful way, such as, for example, through their songs, they could try to convey so much in their songs, such messages like loving yourself and be more confident in yourself and things like that. And I think that helps the young people a lot, because these days, when depression is such a problem in our modern society, it's hard to just you need to seek within yourself to find that answer to love yourself. So I mean, sometimes those songs from those idols really help in those moments, like when you're feeling very down.
Okay. And how does social media influence human behavior?
I guess it does play a very big part on human behavior, especially nowadays when most of our free times are spent on social media, and more often than not, a lot of young people seek validation online through posting a lot of selfies, good pictures of themselves, enjoying themselves, especially on vacation or enjoying something more luxurious. yeah, so it could have positive and negative impacts on people at the same time.
And what are the disadvantages of social media?
If you spend, I mean, too much of anything could be harmful, like could be toxic to you. So I guess too much of social media without any regulation, without trying to regulating the time you spend on social media and the type of content you're absorbing, it could be very harmful in a way that, so say if I spend all of my time reading comics, I guess I wouldn't have any time to read anything more meaningful that could really deepen my knowledge in any other subject. So, sorry, I strayed away from my topic. Should have been social media. So if I spend a lot of time reading tweets, bad-mouthing about other people, then yeah, my mind would be full of negativity, or yeah, so things like that.
Okay. And can YouTubers or bloggers help to resolve global problems?
I think YouTubers or bloggers are humans themselves. So there are bad and good types of influencers in the world. But if they are the good type of influencers, they could actually help to change a lot of things, because their voices are heard by millions of people or thousands of people every day. So if they all try to share their opinions on something that is really, that's something that's been, you know, like they could try to raise their voice to help out a cause, and to make people more aware about different problems in society. So I think they could very well be a part of a bigger movement to change everyday life of a lot of people.
Okay. And do you think it's possible for a regular person to become famous online?
Yeah, I think that's how people were normal before they got famous. So I guess it's very much possible, as long as they could find a niche, or they could find what people are interested in at the moment and just try to join the bandwagon. And, well, the thing is, whether their fame could be short-lived or could last for longer, that depends on their strategies, of course.
Excellent. I mean, I can see how you got a good score, Hannah.
Thank you.
On your speaking part in IELTS.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically a mock test there. We did a little bit extra on part 1. I mean, I can ask you other part 3 questions if you want.
That should be good. I mean, I didn't want to redo the IELTS exam test. I think I'm a pretty good test taker.
Yeah.
But that's all I am. So I'm a good test taker. That's why I could get a good score, but that's why I'm trying to show them.
Well, and
yeah, it's not that big of a. I mean, it's still a big deal, but still, it's not too crazy. You could do it too, or somebody else could do it too. So, yeah, I'm just trying to show.
Yeah, for sure. And really, one of the things that annoys me about the IELTS is it's less about being great at English. It's more about how well do you test, which is fine.
Yeah.
You still need to be good at English, but yeah, it's not the best metric, I would say, but it is what it is. You need it, so.
Right. Yeah, true. Because I'm pretty sure when I look back on this video, like, on this conversation with you, on this mock test, I'll, be shaking my head, and when I realize the number of mistakes, like grammatical mistakes or pronunciation mistakes that I've made, I'll be like, but this is not filtered. So, my viewers will get to see how many, like the number of mistakes I made, and they could see for themselves that I don't need to be perfect to get a 9.0 band speaking score. So I guess that's the part.
Yeah. Right. Well, and Right, because and even like one thing I tell all of my students who are studying IELTS, probably the single most important thing is that you answer on topic. That because if they ask you a question and you answer a different question, then you're going to get a worse score.
Yeah.
Like it's immediately they're going to just knock it down. So it's less. They're not paying very close attention to grammar. They're just seeing how well you communicate, and whether or not you can answer that question in a clear way in English, right? Yeah. I mean, like you said, you can make grammar mistakes and still get a 9.0.
Yep. I think you're.
Yeah. Well, excellent. So is YouTube your profession? Is that like your job?
No, not really. It's my side gig. So it's like what I did I started it out of boredom. So, and then I kept going. It became pretty popular.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. Oh, take a guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're living in USA, right?
Yeah, but my audience is Vietnamese, mostly Vietnamese. Or no, actually.
Right. Well, I was going to say that. I was going to say many of the Vietnamese I speak to, like you're literally living their dream. It's like it's what they want more than anything else, really.
Honestly, I do want to go back to Vietnam and live eventually because it's just more fun in Asia. Maybe because I'm Asian, I don't know. But yeah, to me, it's fun.
No, hey, I'm American and here I am in Asia. I understand 100%.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in USA.
Where did you live?
Yeah.
Live in the U.S. when you were still in the U.S.
I grew up in Idaho.
Oh.
I grew up in Idaho, but I used to have a job where I traveled around the United States. I really haven't lived anywhere since about 2008, and but I quit my job in the U.S. last November. It's been a year. And since then, I haven't been in one country for more than 30 days. So
you've only been on this journey for a year. That sounds encouraging to me because I guess I'm not too late to start or to plan on how to start.
Yeah, exactly. And and I'm an old man, you know, like I'm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, Hannah, I'm glad I could help you out today. I'm not trying to say goodbye. If you want to talk, I can still talk.
No,
but
I think you're because when I think when I clicked on your profile, you were gonna be busy in 40 minutes. So I'm not gonna try to take up more of your time. It's very good today. It's a very fun conversation.
Excellent. Well, tell all of your viewers I say xin chào.
Yep. They'll be saying that. So feel free to say more if you want to. But yeah. And then I'll tell them to look out for you when you're in Vietnam on New Year's. Cool. Okay. Well,
that's cool. Yeah, exactly. Well, and if they
true. That too. That's what I'm doing. I'll be encouraging them to go on Cambly and talk to tutors. Yep. And then I'll put your contact somewhere in the video. I'll do that for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, just tell them to find the tutors with the.
That's great.
Yeah. All right, Hannah, great to meet you. Have a wonderful day there in in Colorado.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Ok, các bạn đã thấy rồi đó, lúc mà mình bị bối rối là mình nói chuyện rất là tào lao luôn. Nói sai ngữ pháp, rồi sai phát âm, rồi nói nhăn nói cuội cái gì đó không biết được. Nhưng mà như vậy là 9 chấm rồi các bạn. Bởi vì các bạn đừng lo sợ gì hết. Chung là miễn sao người ta thấy được là các bạn thoải mái là được rồi. Thoải mái và biết mình đang muốn nói gì kiểu vậy. Chung là vậy á, vậy thôi. Cứ tự tin đi. Mình biết là nhiều bạn ngoài kia lúc mà lên thi này nọ là còn chém gió rồi chém từ vựng khủng rồi, nói chung là rất là ghê gớm hơn mình nhiều. Mà mình được 9 chấm thì các bạn cứ tin tưởng là cái tiêu chuẩn nó chỉ vậy thôi. Cố gắng lên nhé, và cứ tự tin và cứ thoải mái là được.